So right here we are like way up in this tree, probably, I don't know, over 35 foot for sure. And as you can kind of see in the video, there's a lot of like willows and such in the area that we were sitting, and this one cottonwood was the only like feasible tree for us to get into, or I guess it's a sycamore tree, but anyways, only big tree that we were able to get into. And Dylan had ran some cameras in here over the summer and had located a couple good bucks in this big 10 point specifically that I was after. And so we knew that he had been spending a lot of time in there, and he had actually bedded in front of one of the cameras one time. So when we were coming in, we knew we were going to be like tight to his bedroom. So we came in like in the middle of the afternoon. This was the first week of October, so still an early season pattern. And since we knew we were going to be coming in close, we like took our time, stayed super silent, and slipped in there like as quiet as possible, which luckily it's like right on a river, or this like river creek bottom, and it was a lot of sandy soil, so we were able to stay super silent with that. And we kept the wind in our favor, and when we were like probably 30 yards from the tree that we were going to sit in, we bumped a big deer up, and he took off running. And we weren't able to see him, he wasn't able to see us, he wasn't able to smell us, he just knew that something bumped him. And in the mobile world, this is usually called like a bump and dump. And so a bump and dump situation is where you actually bump the deer out of his like comfort zone, and it allows you to give you time to set up or do what you need to do. And a lot of times if he doesn't see and smell you, if he just sees you, or you know, you bump him without him seeing or smelling you, which was ideal like this situation, then you're able to get stuff done while he's gone, and then he comes back and checks it out, because deer get like busted by a lot of things, whether it's coyotes, predators, other people, so on and so forth. So that was kind of the situation here. Once we bumped the deer, we were like, that is a good possibility it was him. There's also a lot of deer in here, so it could have been something else, but regardless, we were able to like go ahead and get set up, get up high, and at least glass and see what deer that was. Later on, he ends up coming out like where that deer headed to, so we were pretty certain that it was him.
Next 5 or 6 days of this cold front overhead red moon, and see if we can locate and kill a couple Oklahoma giants.
So here we see him stand up, and he's like 120 yards away. And as soon as he stands up from where he was, he like kind of looks our direction, which is what we made us think that it was the deer that we bumped. And you can kind of see the overhead view here, but he started working back down that riverbank towards where we were, and all the other deer were filtering out, you know, 90 degrees from him, like headed toward fields and stuff to feed, and he actually headed right back to us. And I think since that's the deer we probably busted, he was coming back to check out what busted him out of his main bedroom and pushed him into like a kind of a secondary area. And so he started working his way our way. At first I thought it was just going to be a glassing evening because he was way out of range, probably 100 to 120 yards there, but he just kept working his way in, and finally presented us with a shot at 67 yards, and we got him killed. But we were able to film him for a while before he came all the way in. Yeah, cleared some of the brush, gave us he was pretty much broadside, maybe quartering to just a touch. and we're able to get a range on him, get narrowing him with plenty of light left in the day. So yeah, we were pretty amped up.
All right, day one here in Oklahoma, and we already shot a giant. It's not even dark yet. And we came in here to set up in this observation sit tree, but also kind of a bedding area for a couple bucks that Dylan had scouted out. And we actually bumped this buck right when we got to the base of the tree. And he ran out, but he didn't have our wind and he didn't know what he was. He just heard sound. There's a lot of deer in this area, so it could have been anything in his mind. And I told Dylan, I said, I bet he'll be back in an hour. And sure enough, exactly an hour later, 6:45, we see him stand up like 150 yards away, walked right in towards us, and he finally turned broadside at 67, and I just absolutely smoked him, and he's down right over there. And on top of that, we saw another giant down there that Dylan's gonna hunt for the next few days, and hopefully we double up on this same property, because that would be crazy.
See blood? See you? So yeah, that was our bump and dump situation there. This is a tactic that we do mobile hunting a lot for public land, is figuring out where a buck is bedding, or like his main bedding area, and then slipping in and actually hanging a set with him bedded. I mean, a lot of these public land whitetail bed in super high stem count areas, so areas that they're able to like get tucked away in some like tall grass or thick brush or viney stuff, or anything with like high stem count. Just makes them feel safe and makes them feel hidden from the world. So that's kind of like a whitetail's main mentality, is to really hide. Hiding is their game. So anyways, yeah, that was our Oklahoma hunt. We were able to slip in, kill him on the first day out of his bedroom, and it was a really awesome hunt and a really big deer for like that part of the state. So yeah, that was kind of the technical side to it, our strategy on getting in, and we were able to execute it and get it done right off the bat. So